Donald Trump meeting with donors today and catching backlash over his tax plan. Hillary Clinton says it will add $30 trillion to the nation's debt. Steve Moore's been working with Donald Trump on this plan. Steve, Hillary Clinton following the lead, I think, of Mark Zandi and others on this one. What's your response?
I have no idea where she comes up with the $30 trillion number. I mean, that's so out in the orbit.
I think they had 29, 30, and 31. She says, I'll go with 30.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. Yeah, we're at 100 years or something like that. Let me give you the facts, because she clearly doesn't know them. And I am involved with some other economists helping finalize this tax plan. It's not finalized yet, but I guarantee you, I mean, we're going to get that cost down to maybe a couple $1 trillion over 10 years. And by the way, that's over a period when the federal government's going to collect $45 trillion in revenue. So you may be a 4% reduction in revenues, but we're going to pay for it by cutting spending, something that Barack Obama hasn't done in 8 years. We're going to close loopholes, and most importantly, Charles, you're going to love this tax plan, Charles. I promise you're going to love it. We're going to cut the corporate tax rate to 15%. We're going to allow businesses in America to immediately expense their businesses, their capital purchases, whether it's machinery or whatever it is. And the other thing we're going to do, I think that you're going to like a lot, and manufacturers are going to love this. We're going to stop taxing something that's produced here in the United States and sold abroad, and we're going to start taxing things that are brought into the United States, that is, the imports, and that's going to change everything. It's going to improve our trade outlook, and it's going to really help our manufacturing sector in America.
Okay, I'm with you on the cut, the taxes. I think, you and I are simpatico on that. By the way, there was an article, I think, and Money Magazine is something that takes you and Donald Trump to task, maybe where Hillary got these numbers from a couple days ago.
But Charles, let me just interrupt you. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the plan is. I mean, we haven't even finalized the plan yet. So they're going off a few talking points that Donald Trump has done. I've talked to some of these people. I said, look, hold off until you have the details. You know, it's like declaring the New York Yankees the winner in a game after the 5th inning. I mean, the game isn't over yet because we haven't put it together.
Well, you're talking to New Yorkers, Steve. We wouldn't declare the Yankees a winner in the bottom of the ninth with a 10-run lead, okay? But I do want to ask, okay, Donald Trump, though, says he's going to be hands-off on some of the things, the bigger items, whether, the entitlement stuff, Social Security, Medicare, and he's going to double the size of the military. Using that as a base alone,
not double. I don't think he's going to double them, but we are going to make it much more efficient. We're going to cut spending.
I'm a supply sider with you, but how do you convince people that you can generate enough economic oomph on the other side of this to mitigate those extraordinary costs?
Yeah, not just, we are going to grow the economy. We're going to go from 2% growth to 4% through tax reform and pro-America energy. That gives you, by the way, that alone reduces the debt over 10 years by $5 trillion, because look, when you put more people back to work, when you have companies producing things here rather than in China, guess what? That produces jobs, that produces tax revenues. But the other thing we're going to do is, for the first time in 10 years, we're going to take a really hard look at that budget, and we're going to start cutting stuff we don't need. We don't need a Department of Energy. We don't need a lot of these. We're going to turn a lot of these programs back to the state.
Steve,
we're going to go after the corporate welfare, all that stuff. I mean, you're going to love this, Charles.
Hey, listen, I'm waiting, my man. I'm waiting. But we got to get it. We got to see it. Thank you very much, Steve. Really appreciate it.